Do you know there are places on Earth where the rules we trust simply stop working? Places where direction loses meaning, where sound behaves strangely, where technology fails without warning, not because of distance, not because of damage, but because the land itself refuses to cooperate. This is one of those places. It is known as the Zone of Silence. And once you understand what happens here, you'll understand why most people never stay long. The Zone of Silence lies deep within the Mapimi Desert in northern Mexico. From the outside, it looks ordinary, a vast stretch of dry land, scattered rocks, endless horizon. But those who enter quickly notice something unsettling. The desert feels wrong, not dangerous, not hostile, just empty in a way deserts shouldn't be. Silence is normal in deserts, but this silence is different. It presses against you. It absorbs sound instead of reflecting it. Your footsteps feel muted. Your voice doesn't carry. Even the wind seems hesitant to move here. Long before scientists arrived, locals avoided this land, not because of monsters, not because of curses, but because people who wandered too far sometimes didn't return. And those who did came back, changed. Stories passed quietly between families, travelers who lost their sense of direction in clear daylight, men who swore they walked straight for hours only to arrive back where they started, animals refusing to cross invisible boundaries, birds altering their flight paths midair. No one could explain it, so they respected it. The modern name Zone of Silence came in the 1960s, not from folklore, from science. The Mexican government selected the Mapimi Desert for rocket testing. The region was ideal on paper, remote, flat, uninhabited, perfect for experiments. The first rocket launched successfully. But minutes later, radio contact was lost. The rocket veered off course and crashed far from its intended zone. Engineers blamed a malfunction. Then it happened again and again. Every rocket that passed over a specific region lost communication instantly. Signals didn't weaken, they vanished, as if something had flipped a switch. Eventually, the tests were abandoned. No public announcement, no official explanation. Just silence. Researchers returned years later to study the anomaly. They brought equipment designed for harsh environments, radios, magnetic sensors, recording devices. Within hours, instruments began behaving erratically. Needles spun wildly. Static replaced sound. Digital displays froze, then shut down. One researcher reported an overwhelming sense of vertigo. Another described nausea so intense he collapsed. Every watch stopped at the same time. Every camera failed. When they developed their film later, it was blank. Not damaged, not corrupted. Blank. Meteorites fall in the zone of silence more frequently than almost anywhere else on Earth. Iron-rich meteorites. Heavy, dense, magnetic. Some scientists believe massive metal deposits lie beneath the surface. But magnetism alone doesn't explain the full range of phenomena. Because magnetism doesn't make people feel watched. Multiple witnesses describe seeing figures in the distance. Tall, still, always just far enough away to be unclear. They don't move closer. They simply stand, watching. When approached, they vanish. No footprints, no sound, no disturbance, just absence. In the 1970s, a group of hikers entered the zone with modern navigation equipment. They planned a short excursion, a few hours. They were found days later, disoriented, dehydrated, unable to explain where they had been. Their watches indicated only minutes had passed. Time behaves strangely here, not dramatically, not visibly, but subtly enough to disturb anyone paying attention. Some travelers report the sun appearing to stall in the sky. Others claim night falls faster than expected. No one agrees, which makes it worse. Vehicles have been found abandoned in the zone, fuel tanks full, keys still in the ignition, doors open, no signs of struggle, no signs of urgency, as if the occupants simply stepped out and never returned. Search teams report the same problem: communication failures, navigation errors, an overwhelming urge to leave. Not fear, not panic, just a deep instinct telling them they shouldn't be there. One rancher told a story that continues to circulate. He encountered 3 strangers walking through the desert. Their clothing was simple, outdated. They asked for water. Their voices were calm, almost emotionless. He gave them food and water. They thanked him politely and walked away. Later, he noticed something chilling. They left no footprints. Satellite imagery of the zone of silence is inconsistent. Terrain shifts between captures. Rock formations appear and disappear. Shadows fall at impossible angles. Analysts describe the data as unreliable. That word comes up often. Unreliable. Some theories suggest underground caverns, natural electromagnetic interference, rare mineral concentrations. Others suggest something older, something buried, something that interferes not just with machines, but with perception. Locals say the silence is alive, not conscious, not aware, but active. Even today, hikers report radios cutting out, phones losing signal, sudden confusion, a growing sense of unease, as if the land itself is gently pushing them away. The zone of silence doesn't attack. It doesn't chase. It doesn't threaten. It simply removes you from the rest of the world. That's what makes it terrifying. If something goes wrong here, no signal leaves. No sound travels far. No one hears you. Not because you're too far away, but because this place doesn't allow communication. The Mexican government denies anything unusual. There are no warning signs, no fences, no restricted zones, just desert. But locals know better. They don't camp there. They don't travel at night. They don't linger. They respect the silence. Because silence isn't empty. Silence is waiting. If you ever find yourself in the Mapimi Desert and your compass spins, your phone goes quiet, and the wind stops, don't look for answers. Leave. Because some places on Earth were never meant to be understood.